Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy Victor. I'm here in Bishop Arts, heading over to Cigar Arts, my favorite cigar place here in Dallas. But it's going to be a very special podcast because I'm going to meet up with the sales rep of Jim Beam. And he's going to bring some special bottles to us. And also, he was a former guest, so I'm going to let that surprise happen here shortly. But with enough being said, let's just walk over to Cigar Arts and have fun, all right? Peace. That being said, special guest is not here yet, but welcome to another week in Drunken Public. We're doing something special. Of course, we got my boy Sean, 12% Drip, the king.
What's up, baby?
Of DFW. Then the king of Richardson right here. Dom,
what
the
up?
face of False Idol, the good looks, the press, everything.
Yeah.
So we're here at Cigar Arts, one of my favorite good cigar lounges. Apparently, the DFW, not DFW, the Dallas Beer Squad did a bottle share here a long time ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty dope, man. That's when we was first getting started.
That was like year one.
Year one, yeah. We was calling it the round table because we was contemplating what we want to do, how we want to network, how we want to bring everyone together, how we want to basically take over.
So everyone that came to that, I didn't make it because I had something going on, but I think everyone that was at that, too busy to come to shares nowadays.
Yeah.
They're doing big things in the beer industry.
Because we started from one of these, a table like this. Matter of fact,
Big Mike, Dreads, you,
Weston
came, right?
His little short little table was like a wooden table like this. That's what really started off a green beer.
Well, we used to bring a red little tablecloth. It was like the red carpet.
Yeah. We was trying
Red covered of beers. I like that.
We was trying to pretend we was
Actually, I saw some pictures on Untappd. Weston sent them to me.
Where?
We took, when we used to take, remember we did that barley wine share volume 1?
Yeah.
And everyone was like, man, there's all this beer left. So we just started throwing them in random bottles and capping them.
Yep.
And sending them home with people. We would melange the leftovers. Hey, people want to, Dredd said he drank it. He said it was fine.
Yeah.
Hey, I trust his opinion.
They held up.
So I'm glad that people love this spot. This is one of my favorite spots that when my family comes from. I'm Dominican,
Gotcha.
and my family smokes cigars, and we're really big into cigars. So when my family comes in town, I always bring them here.
Nice.
It's my favorite place to bring for cigars. Now, I'm not knocking any other cigar lounges, but this is my absolute favorite. So I'm glad you guys could be part of it, hanging out with me today. And then you get to meet our special guest later.
That's nice.
That's good, right?
That's nice. Swallow
That's
that.
delicious.
Yeah.
That's swallow
It's a good little start. It's refreshing.
I know, and it goes well with the beer on the cigar. Do you want to try the cigar?
Yeah. What we got?
This is Dominican. It's a mild. Don't inhale it now. Yeah. So
I can handle this one.
you handle that one? Do you want to go get one?
Nah, this is good though. I just pull off for a little bit. I can handle that one.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Not this one, but this. I always trust opinions here. Apparently, the young lady, I forgot her name, Casey. Sorry, Casey, I forgot your name for a second. But Casey's here. She's one of the owners. I didn't know that. And I was like, how long have you been working here? Because I don't remember her. I remember a bunch of other people over the years. And she's one of the owners. I feel so embarrassed that I've never met her before. I felt like an asshole. You know?
Hey. Now, I haven't seen her before, but I know she's one of the owners.
It's always a good thing. You can't tell who the owner is. They act like
they realize people. She smokes cigars all the time. She was like, I've seen her in here before too, but I didn't know she worked here. But so what's going on with you guys? I know I actually haven't really talked to you guys like.
I haven't seen this guy in I don't know how long.
We working, man.
You just came back from Jamaica.
Just came back from Montego Bay, Jamaica. Spent 6 days over there, relaxing, eating, drinking, swimming.
Away from all this nonsense.
Man, DFW.
It's not nonsense.
It's work, man.
It's
work
a
hard,
cluster.
play hard, man.
It's a cluster. Yeah, that's the definition I've been living by for the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's work.
I remember one time me and Dom used to see each other probably every other day.
He would come to my house.
And we just get off work and chill, have a good time. But man, like I say, his dream coming true, my dream coming true. We still got the roots from the Dallas Beer Squad. We still got the roots from other friendships, other businesses, and Hey, it gets real, man.
Well,
It gets real.
well, that 12% drip collab you guys did with Celestial and Turning Point turned out amazing. The glassware
did.
was great. The love and support of the community
Celestial.
came out. Celestial. I keep tagging the wrong people. Saying the wrong thing.
Yeah, I know.
Shout out to
Oak
Dom.
Highlands, Oak Cliff.
Shout out to Dom. Text me last night. He's like, yo, you tagged the wrong brewery. I was like, damn.
He said 80 people saw it before I sent him that. I was
No one said
"Man,
anything.
That's
80
all right.
people? That's
all
messed
right.
up.
Hey, we all a family.
You know, I'm pretty sure people screenshot it, making fun of me. But you know, I knew what brewery I was looking at, and I probably hit the wrong one.
It's easy. It's the same. I used to say it when I worked for them. I'd be out in the market, and they're like, "Oh, who do you work for now?" And I'd be like, "Oak Highlands." Wait, no, Oak Cliff. I don't know. I don't even know anymore.
Nah, it turned out pretty good, man. It was. I really enjoyed working with those guys. They're very business orientated.
Which ones? Tap,
Taps and Caps.
Taps, yeah.
Rome is a beast.
Rick, and Roman are all business.
Man, Rome is a beast,
Rome
man.
is a beast.
That is a businessman beast.
I like
He's-
Roman.
He,
Sleeping
Do
Giant.
you follow him
Yes.
on
Sleeping
Instagram?
Giant.
yes.
He turned into like the next
Emotional-
motivational
yeah.
speaker of the
He listens to
next
Gary
century.
Vee. He be sharing
No, it's
that
great.
stuff.
No, I love it. I used
He's
to
a good
I
dude,
used to
man.
watch
Good
that stuff
dude.
all the time.
Good dude. And then, like I said,
You know, someone's in a positive mindset when they have
Yep.
that. Yeah.
He's in the mindset to work hard. He
Yeah.
wants to promote. You know, he's getting his business out there. Oh, shout out to them too. They taking tomorrow off or today off.
The 15th.
The 15th.
So it's Monday.
That's Monday. So they taking
Hey,
Monday
taking care
off.
of your employees. I appreciate that.
They do appreciate it.
Yeah.
I wish more people followed that idea, like taking care, because all their employees work hard too. I know we always show love to Roman, and we always show love to Rick, because Rick is
Yeah.
definitely the OG who does all
It's
the hard work.
a lot of moving parts for
Yeah.
any business. Yeah.
But they have the people who work at the beer place you can buy,
breweries, yep.
and then you got people working at the taps locations.
Yep.
You know, so they all work hard, even though they don't get recognized as often. So it's
Yeah.
nice that they take the whole day off, closing their facilities down for a day, and then going out.
It's a cool party. I've been to some of those. They used to do them at a certain brewery, and
yeah.
they just have a huge bottle share, just be drinking, eating. It was a good time.
I want to say that's one of the main organizations, the Taps and Caps Lone Star organization. That's a true family. Mm-hmm. They, like I said, they take care of the guys. Girls, baseball games, dinners.
Probably what they're doing.
Shut down the breweries. I mean, they do it all. I mean, and it's not because they have to. They just
Want to take care of each other.
I mean, that's something
let's
I
take a day
don't
off.
talk about much. You know, I think nowadays things have changed. There's so many people doing what they're doing. They were doing you know,
Yes.
8 years ago, 5 years ago. When I got into the beer game, so I'm only 28, so I don't have that many years to be like, oh, I've been
only
drinking
30.
craft beer forever, you know. So when I got in, that was one of the first places I went to. And Sam for sure was like the first person to like pull me under his wing. He was like, hey, you need to try that. You need to try that. Like both me and my dad. And I was like, that's kind of cool. Like he came out of his way to like give us a good experience. Obviously, you know, we come back and buy. It helps them, but
Yeah.
you know, it was beneficial.
Yeah.
It was mutual.
Yeah, that's facts. That's one thing.
And then we
about
started
Lone
going
Star.
to the bottle shares back then. Used to be dope.
Lone Star. If you walk into Lone Star and Pops know you, he know you're going to buy something.
Oh,
He's
and-
going to always go to that little kiosk and pull out something special.
Oh well, every time I walk in there, he reminds me of like my old grandpa that is always disappointed, never satisfied with me. Because every time I go in there,
You mind if I get some more beer?
yeah, go for it. He's always got something to yell at me about. He's like,
Yeah.
you need to go run, you need to go lose some weight, you need to do this, you need to do that. I'm like,
Well, I need
Hey,
him.
sure enough,
I need him in my life to yell at me. So go grab it.
But it's a positive vibe.
yeah, it hits in my like subliminally. I'm like, first off, I'm like, yeah, whatever. I wipe it, like sweep it off, and then I'm like, yeah, he was probably right about
Probably
that.
right. So that was a great experience working with, but also dealing with
Celestial.
Celestial.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure to work with the mastermind at Celestial. A lot of
Yeah.
people who just walk by this person and go straight to the brewer or go straight to the bartender. I work with Molly. Yo,
Oh, yeah.
Molly is dope, man.
I like her.
She's the brain. See, look.
Oh,
She's
you're
the
Molly, Matt, yeah,
Yeah,
Matt's
yeah.
wife.
Matt's
Really?
wife.
Miss Molly, what's up, sweetheart?
I
I was able to work with Molly behind the scenes with the designing of the glassware, her vision, what she wanted, and we put together and it worked.
Well,
And the cool part about it, when she spoke, everybody just followed. It was a pleasure to work with her. She knows what she's doing. She knows what she like, and I like that. It's cool.
yeah, no. People, listen. I've been saying this for a couple of years now. For the 2 years I've actually been in the craft beer industry, like involved with it, thanks to you guys as well. is that the women behind the scenes really take care of business.
Man.
I talk about Misty a lot because Misty really does run the ship for Manhattan Project. But there's women
Does a
in
lot.
every brewery,
Yeah, Misty dope too.
you know, that take care of business
Yeah.
that no one really talks about often.
Oh, for
Give them
sure.
a shout
I
out
could
and
think of
love,
a handful.
I could think of a lot too.
Courtney from Coop.
Courtney.
Brittany, 903.
Yeah, Brittany.
Meryl over at Deep Elm.
Yep.
I mean, there's plenty more. Yeah.
Yeah, it's some, but it's
But those are the ones I know personally.
Yeah.
and then ones we don't know that really take care of business, like social media stuff like that, that really holds the reins together of the concept of what's going on and make sure it pushes forward in the right
Yeah.
direction. So shout out to all the women out there
Yes.
working behind the scenes.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know,
But yeah, man, Miss Molly, she was sending them emails. I said, I'm gonna put it to the test, see how early she is, because I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I sent out an email for her. I said, damn.
Oh yeah, she probably already.
She hit me
fed
right
the
back like at
kids,
4:45.
Took them out,
I
walked
mean,
them.
and I truly appreciate
the
her
dog.
business because I'm like, I need an AI file. Boom. I need a PDF file. Boom. I need a vector file. Boom. Because she understands business when a person asks for something, they need it. And the longer the other person don't get it, the longer the process slows down.
We'll start off with a.
And so
yeah.
me and Molly was going back and forth. So yo, big ups to I would work with her any day. She's pretty dope.
Let's just
Pretty dope.
start from here.
Let's go. So Dom also brought some big boy beers, not to cut off Sean, but Dom brought some big boy beers off, and we're starting off right. And I'm kind of worried because that sounds like it was a lot of plastic on there.
Oh no, this is one of my favorite breweries because when they do the wax,
Yeah.
they put this little thing on here.
Make it easier.
Oh yeah, you
Shout
don't
out
even.
to St. Louis.
And you just, I mean, I might have to pop that off, but it's easy. Oh, shoot.
Shout out to St. Louis.
So I do this. So we're doing that football podcast, and we
Yeah.
kind of got to the point where we don't want to keep it clean. Like it's not like you're blatantly being
Yeah.
vulgar,
Yeah, dirty.
but like it's kind of hard to like. We did one last night. I'm like, okay, wait, well, this one's the clean version.
It's hard, like in the beginning of the podcast, we went from being a really dumb show of just drinking and getting drunk to let's make it a little more professional, and then
Gotcha.
we stopped cursing for a while, but it's unnatural. It's not like I can't curse. I
Yes.
work in a
Yes.
business.
Exactly.
So I know how not to curse. But if I'm hanging out with my friends, and honestly, a lot of people who come on the podcast have become friends. You guys, Carl, Misty, you know, these people who, Rick,
Yes.
Roman, these are people who become my friends over the years of doing the podcast. And when I hang out with my friends, I don't censor myself.
Yeah, exactly.
So as you guys become my friends and we become close and hang out a lot, it's hard not to curse because that's how I talk sometimes. And I'm not, you know, I don't drop an F-bomb every 5 seconds.
So this is Maman 2018 from Perennial out of St. Louis.
One of the dopest breweries.
So the focus, I guess, kind of what we're going for on this one is barrel-aged beers. We got the secret guest coming with what's going to top everything off. These ones, I looked it up. I'm not too sure. It was aged in Rittenhouse rye barrels and Jack Daniel's barrels.
Oh, wow.
So
There you go, bro.
this is considered, like, a lot of people argue that this is considered one of the best pound for pound non-adjunct barrel-aged stouts in the I guess world, since we're talking beer.
12% drip, shout out to. So go on website right now, 12% drip, buy your glassware, buy your merch, buy your hats, buy your shirts.
Run the house, baby.
Cheers.
Only 17 more left.
Oh, I gotta buy some today then. I need mine. You know I bought one and I broke it.
What's that?
Damn.
I'm
same
gonna
thing?
drink that. Yeah, but I'm gonna drink my 12% first.
Dang.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
That's just good, man. That's
So I
good.
never had this before, so I'm actually really excited. So pound for pound, one of the best
That's
stout.
and this is one of my favorite beers.
It smells wonderful.
Perennials.
Perennial
Dope.
is one of the only breweries, not only, but
One
for
of
me personally, one of the only breweries that I would buy another membership to. There's a lot of breweries that's doing memberships that I done dropped. There's some that I won't entertain because it doesn't make sense. Perennial, I would jump on
This
it in a heartbeat.
membership. So I've been
This
doing it
is
for
delicious.
3 years.
Yes.
I actually
What's up,
had
Perennial?
to, I had
Swallow
to
it.
drop my membership out of my own. I had to. You know, got to get my priorities in order.
Yeah, of course.
But the nice thing is I still get all like the second bottle. But this one comes with 14 bottles. It's like $300, but 14 barrel aged bottles are included in that, and you get that. You get the discounts, you know, all that. The discounts, all that should be always included. It should never be a part of the value. But it's one of the best memberships out there.
This, so explain to me about adjuncts. Adjuncts like the
Cocoa
fruits,
nibs,
the
coconut,
vanilla beans,
cinnamon, vanilla bean. This is straight malt, water, hops,
Barrel
yeast.
aged.
OG stout.
Straight
then
straight
barrel
stout, liquid, yeah,
Straight-
and then aged in barrel.
Straight American OG stout.
Like technically, this
But
would
it is
be
double barrel.
This would be this
That
would
is double barrel.
That's where you get the
well,
full body.
no, it's technically
What they say double?
it's not
imperial.
double barrel.
What? They use the word double imperial.
Double barrel is weird. So like, this is technically just barrel aged because it's just a blend. They just
Gotcha.
blend those barrels. Now, double barrel to me could be. A lot of people look at double barrel two different ways. They use brandy and two different types of
Yes, a blend,
liquors.
yes.
To me, it makes more sense where it's like, okay, we age this beer in a barrel for a year, and then threw that liquid and put it into another barrel for another year. That's more double barrel. But then a lot of people are just calling that reserve now. Like Black Tuesday did that. Some other breweries are doing that.
Okay,
I-
I've heard
it's-
the term reserve before. That makes more sense why they call it reserve.
But some
then
breweries call it reserve for no reason.
But
Epic Brewery is-
it's a trend name. Just like we
It's-
used to do
it's
bottle
just-
shares.
it's just,
but we don't do bottle shares no more. We do experiences.
But it's
That's
just
right.
it's a buzzword, 100%.
It is a buzzword, but it makes me think about like
I mean, it's like when people call it triple dry hopped IPA. Does that mean you dry hopped it 3 times, or does that mean you tripled the hop amount that you were dry hopping? Now it's a gray area. That's what's wrong with the marketing in beer. There's not like a legal committee that's like when you're watching TV, like what's the
disclaimers.
what's the TV one that runs like, hey, you can't cut, you can't do this, you can't do that. There's not something like that with
It
beer.
might run out.
Yeah, I think it's out.
No. I know what you got. The sensors. But no, what I would say is that it's not. It's a gray area, but it's not being truthful. Like, so if you're gonna dry hop it 3 separate times, you should be honest. Like, we dry hop it 3 separate times, or we double barrel age it. Like we did 6 months here, and then we
Yeah, you
switched
can't
barrels.
go wrong. So here's what
But-
you can't go wrong being honest.
Yeah.
If you're a brewery that's like, hey, we dry hopped it 3 times and we're calling it triple dry hop, well, you're also taking advantage of your consumers, and eventually they'll learn.
Facts. No, it's facts because you actually.
No, but I know some good breweries that probably still do that, but because at the end of it's a tough situation. It's like you're trying to make money.
No, it's honest truth. But then it makes me think. Now it makes me wonder about like Epic. I love Epic's Big Bad Batista.
Yes.
It's
That's the same
quad,
thing.
But is it 4 different barrels? They
No,
age and
so
they
the
blend it?
adjuncts are aged. And
Okay.
So technically, coconut's aged in a barrel, the coffee beans are aged in a barrel, the beer is aged in a barrel, and the something else. There's a third, cinnamon.
Yeah, but then but that's what I'm saying.
There's something else.
Then they blend it together.
Yeah. So technically, when they call it quadruple barrel aged, it's not the beer that's quadruple barrel aged, which is misleading to me. But it is essentially a beer of quadruple barrel aged contents.
Because it's blended
That
together of
makes-
3
yeah.
different things that's been
So
aged
it's-
for a year. Or 4 different things, I should say. Quad.
It's a weird, yeah. It's kind of tricky. I mean, it's kind of the same thing
I still think it's a
that
good
I'm
beer, though.
scared
Yeah.
of. And
This
I-
is better though.
That was one.
this is way better, though. No offense, Epic.
Yeah, because we was born and raised on Epic, but that's like 15 times.
well, I
This
remember
is
when
so much better.
what's it called? Baptiste. You couldn't even find it. We didn't even get it.
We used to search out for it.
And then it
mean-
finally came to Texas, and that thing was flying off the shelf.
Yeah.
I still have some in the fridge right
Every
now.
I mean,
beer-
it's a good beer. I mean, it's a good beer. I mean, it's basically just like I love a damn Honda Accord. Honda Accord is nice. I like a Honda Accord, but this is a goddamn Ferrari.
I would.
That don't mean a Honda Accord is some shit. That just means that's
feel you.
that's a Ferrari.
I feel you. I would put this. I wouldn't put it that steep of a drop off, like difference. I would put this more as like a Lexus,
And this goes like perfect.
like a Lexus, luxury class car versus.
Well, I guess I'm going with brand names.
No, of course. No, of
Because
course.
I had a lineup of those guys.
This is delicious.
This is like a
Last-
Lambo.
Think this is a Lambo?
Yeah.
They got some.
We're talking about the best pound for pound non-adjunct stout in the market. I mean, it's one of the best cars you can find. That's my thought.
And
then you're right, the
And
Ferrari-
I'm on it, and that's why I said a Ferrari. I mean,
Like if you were talking about Baptist, I think that's probably more of like a Lexus.
Okay.
And then like your Hondas are like I can't say anything local, but like
no, not local.
You
but
probably could think
what's
of
that one that came out last year that was a line for at Craft and Growlers? Goose Island.
Like Goose Island Bourbon County Stout. It's
That-
probably like
That's a Honda to me. That was I did not.
I wouldn't say it's a Honda, but
I think it's a little bit more than that.
I was gonna say it's probably like
Aqua.
yeah, it is a Nissan. It's not quite an Infinity. It's a Nissan. It used to be.
But, hey, big ups to Aqua.
It used to be a high class car, but now it's just like all over the place.
Yeah. I like that. I actually do like that. I agree with that 1,000%. I agree 1,000%. Yeah, I did not understand the hype for that beer, but I'm also, you know why? Because I'm new to beer. I'm new to craft beer, and I've said this. You know, if you check out my podcast I did with George, I walked in talking about you guys and how because of you guys, I feel really, really blessed to be in craft beer. I honestly do. I came in drinking craft beer 3 years ago, but really being involved in the community 2 years now, going on 2 years, and there's so many new breweries that are doing great things. There's so many new events going on. There's so many people like Dom, you, Sydney, Jerry, that putting events together.
Putting in work, man.
Putting events together behind the scenes, making this community continue to grow. And I feel lucky to be in this time. Oh, hold on. We're going to take a pause real quick. We got a special guest in.
He just showed up. 15.
So we got everything on the table. We got some bourbon on here. We got some makers. We got some Jim Beams. We got some exclusive glass. Cigars.
So I can really reach it. Sorry.
Oh, my bad. Scratch out.
So he can reach it. Mijo needs to put his cigar down.
I know, he can't hold it. No, I'm playing. But the young man over here, Jacob, he may look familiar, but he's actually a twin. He's a different person. This guy works for Jim Beans.
This is Jacob D. Contreras. That was Jacob C. Contreras.
Exactly. Different guy. So, but thank you for coming on the podcast, brother. I'm really, really excited. I love bourbon. I've been trying to do a podcast here for about 6 months because I want to do a bourbon podcast. Yep. And it's just perfect that you work for Jim Beam now, and now we're here smoking cigars, drinking bourbon, and some really exclusive beer. That stout right there, it's phenomenal.
This is good.
OG.
Yeah.
What'd you bring?
So regular Maker's Mark, which is one of my favorites. Always been one of my favorites.
It's my cousin's favorite.
And then I brought Jim Beam Black, which is their double aged regular Jim Beam.
So swallow it right there.
Double aged. So we've been talking about that.
Yeah.
What is double aged in the y'all's industry?
So actually, it's even more than double aged. So it has to be aged a minimum of 2 years to be called a Kentucky Straight Bourbon whiskey. Mm-hmm. And then anything younger than 4 years, it has to have an age statement on it. Mm-hmm. Anything older than that, you don't have to. We do it. We put an age statement on all of our labels. That's the youngest whiskey in the barrel that goes into the bottle. Makers doesn't put an age statement because they bottle the taste.
Okay.
So they're a little bit different. But it's got to be a minimum of 2 years in a white oak American barrel. And the barrel can only be used once.
Okay.
So you're talking about 4 years then?
So yeah, Jim Beam White's 4 years, and then this is actually double the amount of Jim Beam White's 8 years. So that's an 8-year-old bourbon. And this is on average between 7 and 9 years.
Okay.
So just depending on where it is in the rack house.
So you say they do it to taste, so they taste it, like once it gets to like say 6 year, 7 year mark, they taste it, and then if it's not to standard, they let it sit for another like
Put it right back in.
Okay.
Yep. They leave the barrel alone and just let it sit even longer.
Okay.
So.
I guess. Sorry.
No, good.
I was gonna say under the topic of what happened last week, someone was telling me, even though all the barrels, like that barrel house, like burned down,
Yes.
it was like less than 5% of y'all's total barrels or something.
Yeah, it's a fraction of what we lost. We lost 45,000 barrels, and it was on the Old Crow distillery part of our brick houses.
Okay.
Back then, they used to put them really close together, so they were only able to. They lost one, and that was it. The firefighters saved everything else. Now they're spread all over. So if you have basically like the distillery right here, you've got the rack houses that are pretty far apart for safety reasons and a whole lot of other laws. But we currently have 126 brick houses full of barrels.
126?
And there's 3.3 million barrels laid down right now for resting.
You know, so I text you that, and then how I found about it is my cousin loves Makers and Jim Beam. That's all he drinks. Shout out to Jonathan. He's in the Army right now, or I should say the Air Force, not the Army. But shout out to them anyway. He was like, "Yo, price of my bourbon's gonna go up, bro." I was like, "No way." And then I text you, and I was like, yo, you okay? Everybody's fine. He's like, everybody's fine. We're not worried about it. I'm like, I text him, I was like, they don't seem to be worried about it, bro.
Everything's good. Keep it moving, bro.
Well, the whiskey was so young in the barrel too. Like they didn't even know they were gonna do with it. So it wasn't even ready. We were freaking out that it was gonna be a Booker's Warehouse or Knob Creek. And if that would have been that, we would have been screwed. They're already scared or scarce.
So did you find what was going on? Lightning or just freak accident?
It was a lightning strike.
Yeah.
Yep, caught it on fire.
After nature.
Yeah.
You know what it was? Those barrels were sour.
Yeah, it wasn't good. They're like, yo,
God know what's going on.
He's like,
Let me just stop this right now.
yeah, we ain't good. It's on the
Let me just stop
market.
this right now.
Get it out of here.
Let's just knock this right now.
I think Sazerac last year, the Buffalo Trace Distillery had a couple rack houses that actually collapsed.
Jesus.
A bunch of barrels. Yep, a bunch of barrels just sitting there full of bourbon. Yep.
Damn.
So, but yeah, it's not going to go up. We're going to be fine. So we got a big email about it from our president, and things are good. So team is safe. So everything's going.
Well,
good.
first and foremost, I'm glad nobody got hurt. You know, nobody working there was there when it happened. Nobody that tried to put it out, hurt themselves. You know, so I'm just first and foremost, I'm glad nobody got hurt. Yeah. Second of all, I'm really intrigued that he says minimum Jim Beam takes 2 years before they
minimum by bourbon law, but Jim Beam White's aged for 4 years, so that's the white label, and then Jim Beam Black is aged for 8. So it's double the amount of what we do with our
wonder
regular.
it's expensive.
Which one should we open up?
It's not crazy expensive, but it's up.
No, yeah.
Was it like $50?
No, that one's probably about 20, 22 bucks. This one's about 25, 30 bucks, depending on where you go.
I was raised on that right there.
Makers is,
dude.
I like, so here's the thing about me. I'm so used to drinking cheap bourbon because I mix it. I do it with Coke or Sprite.
What cheap bourbon?
Like Bird Dog. I love Bird Dog. Shout out to Bird Dog. I talk about Bird Dog all the time. They're like $12.
Well, here's the thing. So like bourbons are becoming such a big thing right now that they're all the old school stuff is now people are like they're sought after. So yeah, you guys go ahead and pour whatever.
Yeah.
Shout out to this for you, Jonathan.
What's up, makers?
Yeah. But the vintage stuff like Old Overhaul, all that stuff is like people are like wanting them. So yeah, I didn't bring any ice or anything, so.
Yeah, I know. I might put a splash of water in this. I usually do.
Open it up a little bit.
Boy.
So since you drink bourbon, what's your go-to way to drink bourbon? I like a big chunk of ice in it and let it cool the bourbon a little bit, and I drink it as it melts a little bit.
I'm having dinner. Like last time we went to Skinny Fats real quick to go grab a quick bite to eat.
Shout out to the glass.
Shout out to Darian.
Yeah, shout out to Darian.
What's up, makers?
We were looking for you.
Yo, quick shout out to 1994. College dorm, nothing but a jock on, Honda Prelude, running across the dorm.
Nothing but a jock.
Maker's Mark.
He didn't say nothing but a
Bro,
jock.
Maker's Mark had us running across the park like jocks on, man.
No, I am not gonna let that slide. You guys said nothing but a jock on.
Nothing but a jock on. Dude, we had just got our refund checks. Maker's Mark in 94, that's balling.
Oh God, nothing but a jock on. That's
What was it, like $7?
the new hashtag.
No, Maker's Mark was still like $20
Jeez.
back then, and that's a lot in college. I'm sorry.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Thank you guys for coming on.
Yes,
I
sir.
really
Thanks for having
appreciate
us,
it.
man.
Salute.
Yeah, just depending. Like I had it on ice last night on the rocks. I'll drink it neat.
Oh, this is good.
That's
But-
it. I'm about to get undressed thinking about that.
Well, keep. I hope you got a jock on.
Hands off.
Boy,
I don't think
he has a
the
jock.
owners would appreciate
boy,
that.
we had a good boy that Maker's Mark college football team on a Sunday on our day off.
Yo, to each their own, my brother. To each
Thank
their
you,
own.
Maker's Mark, for the memories.
Lots of good memories with makers.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, like, this is really delicious.
That's still
It's
smart.
good. It's my go-to, man. I love this bourbon. It's always consistent. It's always good. I always drink it. So
You know what? I got a question also. I always hear in the bourbon, whiskey, the cognac field, the cuss word when you add a splash or something. So coming from a person in the industry, when somebody say, give me a splash, not Maker's Mark but a splash, am I still violating? I don't want to violate.
no,
want
man,
that.
you drink it the way you want. I mean, it
like-
opens up the whiskey.
I like
it
it
actually
neat.
it lightens it up. If it's fall time, I'll drink it like this. I'll drink it neat because it keeps you warm. Fred No, which is the 7th generation master distiller, when he comes in town and he does presentations and trainings and talks to people, the same question comes up all the time. He's like, it's good, the way we make it, but however you want to drink it, just drink it.
So is there a certain level of makers or jam that's like the reserve that is a violation? Just drinking neat.
Yeah, when you want to get to with the Jim Beam portfolio, and they own Maker's Mark, but Maker's operates its own entity. They have their small batch, which is Knob Creek, Booker's, Baker's, and Basil Hayden's.
Gotcha.
When you get to Booker's barrel strength, I mean, those bottles vary between 117 to 128 proof.
Gotcha.
Those, I mean, you either want to drink them neat or put a little bit of ice because they are strong.
That's straight
They're
straight
hot.
fire. Yeah.
They're hot, but
So
burn your
basically,
throat.
if you need to add any type of adjunct to it, you don't need to be in that room.
if I'm gonna cut it with, well, no one's gonna judge you, but yeah, when you get to those, you want to appreciate those, but
You
Any
drink a
other bourbon?
10% barley wine, I would judge you.
yeah, just 10%.
If it's 10%, I
That-
would judge you. You gotta
Lower,
be higher
lower
than
than
that.
12.
It got to be higher than that.
If you drink
Right.
an 8% barley wine,
I don't know you.
Who makes one?
You'll be surprised.
There's a lot. I have a 12.
there's one in
There's a couple
yeah.
of breweries that make
I
barley
have
wines 9% on the.
It's like
no
making an
disrespect
8%
for
stout.
kids,
Who
so-
makes them?
Why?
we saw a couple at
Wow.
Big Texas Beer Fest.
Don't do it.
Wasn't one like
talking to y'all.
one was like
Don't do
6%
it.
or something? You're like,
If you make a stout, it better be 10% up. I
Yeah.
don't care.
I mean, especially with
If you want to make something malty and light, make a brown ale.
No.
Or
no,
porter.
porter.
I'm sorry.
Hey, not everyone's
Did
as
somebody say
snobby
porter?
as you.
Did somebody say porter?
I don't like porters, man. Listen, I got to me and Drew.
I will take-
Drew got into a big argument about porters.
I'll tell you, if you go to the roots of the stout and the porter, they're pretty much the same.
They're pretty much the roots, but they're different though.
They've gone different paths.
I would take an 8%.
But the
stout
perception's
as
weird.
long as it's flavorful and not malty as shit. I would take that. Now, I would get laughed at dumb, but as long as it's a porter, I tell you
Don't even say it.
No,
Let's go to the
no,
next
it's,
beer.
it's a new guy that's doing a
21
a brewery. He makes a 8% stout, either or, and I give it to him. It's pretty goddamn good. And I said, yo, I give you props. It's a good stout.
Is that guy named Smithtox?
Smithtox?
No, his stout's a little bit higher.
So a home brewer or a new brewery?
He's a new brewery. He was at Sydney's Bottle Share in Addison.
Three Nations.
In Arlington.
Oh, you talking about that?
The young guy.
Dude, I feel so just bad about that. I forget their name right now.
He come to me.
God, they haven't opened yet. They're still looking
Yes,
for money.
they're
Looking for money. Still, they had a really good beer too. Yeah, you're right. But God damn, we're gonna come back to
Not
that.
Four Corners. Is it
No.
Four Corners?
It's for something.
It's for something. I feel bad.
I feel bad. A picture up right
Four
here.
bullets. Four bullets.
No,
yeah.
that's
Not
not a
four
new
bullets.
brewery.
No.
It's not four bullets.
No.
It's for something, man.
It's for something. 4 bullets.
I feel
it's
stupid.
an
I'm
old
sorry,
English.
bro. But your stout is dope.
It's just,
Faux Lorca?
yeah, for
That gets you fucked up.
Black Tuesday from 2015. I don't know the barrels. I looked it up. Couldn't really find it. They keep this one close to the chest.
So shout out to that picture right here for that beer we were talking about.
2015.
Yo, we had that at Lone Star in the back of the damn building. We had like a 7, 8, 9 year
You know,
lineup.
Rick,
19.9%.
Rick was the first one to bring So Rick was one of the first a lot of our guests come to bring beers, right? Especially if they're brewery, of course. When we used to have it in an old building, Rick was the first tap place to come by and bring exclusive beers that they weren't selling at the tap house. Sure.
I'll tell you this. That's another thing I've done with them. Rick, I offered my services because I wanted to see his cellar, and I organized his cellar and put it on one of those internet spreadsheet
Yeah,
things
yeah.
for him. And I was like, I've never seen so many rare beers in one room. And then obviously people started tattling, and they moved the cellar somewhere else. There used to be somewhere that wasn't supposed to be, but I won't say. But I organized it for him, and yeah, no, I'm not surprised because he has a dope cellar. He's not just a guy that was opened a bar to make money. He was a beer nerd before he ever got into it.
Yeah.
There's a difference. You definitely, when you're a beer nerd before you come into an industry that you love, you kind of know what to expect in terms of the consumer end.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
I learned that the hard way, messing around with Rick. When I first got introduced with Rick, who
Yeah.
done? We was kicking it hard. I'm like, yo, he like, it's my anniversary. I brought him a beer. I thought I was doing something. He like, oh, okay then. Ha ha. I'm like, did he just ha ha me? I'm like, did Rick just ha me? I'm
He's like, he gave it to the employee.
exactly.
Hey.
And then next time he had like a birthday, I'm like, okay, I'm giving this time. I had some stuff straight from California. He's like, okay, thank you, man. Happy birthday, ha.
No, he like opens the fridge and it's just 20 of them in
I'm
there.
Like, did he fucking? I'm like, I'm looking around. Did you know I just paid FedEx to get this here for your birthday? You ha-ha'd me, Rick. You ha-ha'd me.
I would appreciate me buying
Until I went,
my birthday.
and then I went to the cellar.
Did y'all get this?
Said, oh.
I was going to right after this.
So that's what you
don't have
don't
two glasses?
do to Rick.
Brothers.
Don't ever bring him a beer
That's a clean one.
for any type of
Rinse it.
occasion. Don't bring him a
Make
beer.
sure you take your.
Take the microphone with me.
I bring him food now. Feed that man. And Pops is a liquor. Don't try to bring Pops no bourbon, no scotch, no.
Yeah, snob.
No, don't do it. It's a waste of time. Feed them. Feed Rick. Feed Pops. You can't bring them no liquor, no beer.
I would say this: my birthday is coming up in December. I would appreciate you guys bring me beer.
I was gonna get a Rick. Get it. Hey, that's facts, though, man.
Bring me a beer. My cellar has depleted, and my cellar wasn't that great. But shout out to everybody who gave me a beer for my cellar. I really, really appreciate that, guys.
Kind of
I'm gonna
Go to sleep.
relieving
regret it on Monday.
That was a good day. We talked.
and kind of worrisome at the same time.
This is
I
like
think I'm pouring too
5
much.
years
I'm worried
ago.
about this.
And we still talk
Is
about
that
it.
20%, dude.
I know. This is the same thing,
good.
right? All right. I think I'm pouring too much. I don't want to die.
That's good.
Don't
Thanks.
want to die.
yeah. I think you need a little bit more too.
Let this baby warm up.
It is warm
I
up.
didn't even try
I
this
mean,
yet either.
No, I know. That's why I was like, I can't. I was pouring heavy handed. Like, I can't do that to myself.
I was trying to get.
Well, what are we gonna do after this? Because there's gonna be all of them like that much left.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. We're gonna finish it, and then we're gonna go eat. My
Yeah.
poor dogs is gonna probably piss themselves because I got a new puppy.
Another
shit.
puppy?
Yeah.
Oh, you told me that.
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna do that every 2 hours anyway. So
Yeah. She's about 10 months. She can hold it for about 8, but that's about it. Like limit is like
Yeah.
really pushing 8. So when I get home, I know her crate's gonna be full of piss.
That makers is a beast.
That make it delicious.
whatever.
The ice helped out a lot.
Yes.
I wanted to bring Booker. So Booker's is in such high demand right now. It's on allocation right now, and it's. I remember back in the day when I worked for Glazers, I had case stacks of it in stores. Not anymore. People are getting just bottles delivered to their stores because it's so rare. We
Why
just
is it so
have
rare?
We don't have enough. It's
Just limited.
So what happens is by bourbon law, you can't distill your white dog, your distillate,
That's what we
to any
have.
higher than 160 proof. And then you can't introduce it into a barrel any higher than 125 proof. So what happens is when these barrel proof bourbons come out, like Booker's, they put them in the rack house, they take Booker's from floor 7 and floor 8. They lose evaporation, water, due to the angel share. Like 2 to 3% every year, I believe.
Okay.
So as that water escapes from the liquid, well, alcohol content goes up. So that's why when they introduce it into a barrel at 125 and then water evaporates, it goes up to like 126, 128. That's how. So
What did I do?
there's less in the barrel, there's less yield. So there's less to actually take out of the barrel. That's why they're a little bit more expensive. The demand's high.
It's
they
just
don't have
straight
enough.
fire, though. I was telling you that story. I was at some like old saloon place over in like Fair Park area, and the guy was like, it was kind of when I was like getting into bourbons and stuff, trying stuff, and I was like, what y'all got? He's like, you know what you like? He's like, Booker's. Like he was trying to like get rid of it almost. And I was like, all right. And it was like $10 a shot, and I was like, this is good. I was like, I kept drinking it. Yeah, it messed me up.
Yeah.
Because it was like
It'll fuck you up.
60%.
Yeah, it's good shit.
I haven't had it.
I was
You
gonna
can
try to
find it
bring a
at
bottle.
like most places.
Well,
bars,
not anymore.
Bars,
Well,
bars. Bars will have a bottle.
They're getting a bottle, and I mean even retail stores are getting bottles here at a time. Specs, Total, Goody, like they just don't have enough at all. So I went to
yeah,
a couple
that's
stores and they
crazy.
had none. They were like, once it hits the shelves,
go
it's sold out. And then on the secondary market, it's going for 4 times what it's worth or what it's sold for.
Like 200 bucks?
I do have a question on that. Since you guys doing all the different bourbons, I'm gonna get emotional. Do you guys do creamers? Like liqueur creamers?
Did he just ask that?
Yeah, I asked about creamers. Don't judge me. I like putting stuff in my coffee when I'm at work. I mean, when I'm not at work.
What kind of?
We used to, so back in the day, Jim Beam used to own Starbucks coffee liqueur.
Okay.
They de-seed it because it just didn't sell. You just have to do Bailey's or
Yeah,
Need some
but
water?
see, I
Need
can't.
some water?
Bailey's is OG, but
some rum chata. I don't sell it, but rum chata is good shit. little bit of that cinnamon.
Yeah. You said I take that over Bailey's.
Actually, y'all know Abel. You know Abel, right?
Yeah.
You know Abel? He has in the fall, La Chuparado.
Oh yeah.
La Chuparado, and it's like
It's like a
Why everybody know
rice
what that is?
milk almost.
Why everybody know what that is but me?
It's a Mexican.
Why everybody like, ooh,
It's a Latin thing.
I was like, what?
Yeah,
Bitch, y'all
brown people
subliminal messages. What the hell? Everybody, ooh, I'm like, what?
Mexican hot chocolate.
to be honest,
Okay.
I didn't know what it was until he brought it, and I was
You
like,
ain't Mexican.
oh my god.
He's Mexican. Don't
No,
know
he
him.
ain't.
Mexican, 100%.
No, it ain't.
I'll pull
Pacific
up
Islander.
I'll pull up my genealogy. Y'all dumb.
First of all,
You're gonna
this,
find out you're,
2015 is delicious. by the
Morgan
way.
Freeman has freckles.
Bitch, I got freckles. What
So
you mean?
shut
Pull
up.
your genealogy and
Everyone's
find
like,
out you're half Dorset.
be.
He's
Why you know what?
I just may be Mexican. I don't know. Where the hell was my mama at? About 13
Oh
years
my
ago?
gosh. What are you doing?
Look at my middle name.
It's Jose.
Jesus.
What is your middle name?
You like Ozuna. You know who Ozuna is, right?
Where the hell was my
Mexican.
You know,
mama, you been to Tijuana?
Tito Juana?
Yeah.
Tijuana.
My middle
No,
name is Diego.
Nuh-uh.
Shit.
Like a baseball player.
I'm a black Diego, man. When last time
No,
you
but
seen me?
Damn, I
There's
should have
bread
taken
in
that
my-
off before.
I didn't realize you're gonna smoke that much. Yeah.
So basically, right now, you guys don't have a creamer on them. Okay, go.
Can I make a side comment real quick? I'm sorry to cut you off.
Man, these
No,
things,
you're good.
That 2015, I just had a sip of it,
Dude.
bro.
Straight
that is
fire.
delicious.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
damn it, there's ashes in there.
Shit's
Just
good.
drink it, bro. It's good for the soul. That is delicious.
Ooh.
So that's what I like. So different.
What's the ABV on that?
19.9.
Woo, 20.
So like, really well put together stuff. I think in today's age, like that's what everyone wants. When this came out, like when it first came out, 2008, was like it blew everyone's mind.
Like hiding the goodness.
No one had anything like this because it was above like most people were doing 10 to 12%. Actually, most people were doing 8 to 12. If you did 12, it was really high. They punched it to like 16, 18. This was the
They got
highest
it.
one they've ever done. And
Black,
in terms
Black
of the
Teachers
regular,
got a couple of them 17 though. They got a couple of 17s.
yeah.
This is
You know what? And I'm
you know
glad
the
I
thing
brought.
about
I'm
you
glad
know
I
it
brought
tastes
this
20%.
one. I'm glad I brought this one.
The bottle logic.
Got vanilla.
Because it's going to give the
flavors.
edges that we're looking for, just to mix it up.
I just can't say this does not taste like a 20% beer. That
Nah. Just keep
It
drinking.
feels like a 20% beer.
does it feel? It is.
Thanks.
You'll be smacking your head on the floor.
I know. I just have to go eat. My poor dogs and just have to be at the house by themselves. Like fuck it, I gotta go eat after this. I can't.
I mean, you know we're all fucked right now. We got badass high ABV beers, bourbon.
We haven't even touched the.
And then Dom was
black.
in the group.
Yeah.
We're all fucked.
I got stuff to do.
He's like, fuck y'all.
This cigar is actually really good too.
I'm going to purchase a couple of them before I leave.
This is really good. It's Dominican too. So shout out to my peoples.
You know how to pickle?
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting it from one of my boys' birthdays, so.
What's he like? Like really? Does he
Fuck.
smoke cigars?
Yeah, man.
Cheers to the
He be
Black
smoking
Tuesday.
pappies and shit like that.
It is
so.
Pappy's. I mean, if he likes Pappy's, I can figure out some.
Matter of fact, I'll take a picture before I leave and just tell him to pick some. Because he just texted me, he like, my wife got me at a, what is it called when you're at
Bar mitzvah?
a timeshare?
Oh, God.
That's not traveling.
He said my wife got, they in Dallas at a timeshare. Oh, what? I've been trying to get a free,
That's not even a staycation.
yeah, he probably getting a free TV or some bush.
Those are such scams, too.
That's why he texted.
Does he live in Dallas?
Yeah, Beer Hope. Beer Hope.
Oh, I love
Beer Hope. Beer Hope
Beer
getting scammed right
Oh,
there.
no. Hey, Beer Hulk should have been here because you know he drinks dope
you know,
stuff.
He drinks. Oh, he
drinks-
does
yeah.
drink beer.
Both ends,
Yeah.
beer and
Well, I was
bourbon.
supposed to do it with him, but I lost his number.
Yeah.
And you know how I feel? Like, no disrespect
Asking
to-
for people's numbers?
Yeah, I feel weird talking to another person about somebody asking for their number.
Yeah.
And
That's about the dopest dude that
I like Hulk. He's great.
you know, first of all, can I say something about like when I shook his hand? Like I
Don't
met,
do it. Don't do it.
Break your hand in half. Break your hand in half.
yeah.
Dude, I dap him up. He come like this. I slap
You know,
him.
Yeah, because then your hand's just like, ah.
Yeah, I've never shook his hand before. So you know, we had to. We went to.
There you go, dog.
We went
We
to.
cheesed.
We went to Black Man Brew's release thing, and
Yeah.
Hulk was there. And I've never shook his hand.
shook
And we
his
were
hand.
talking about bourbon, so we exchanged numbers. Like, yo, I'm gonna call you. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do it here. I told him because he loves cigars. He loves bourbon. He loves stouts. So I was like, I put my hand out to shake it.
Get you and your tiptoes.
I was like, I didn't want exactly. I didn't want to say that. He has like a real home.
Well, he does like construction work.
I mean,
He's got that death.
it's
that's
just
like,
it's
he
his
don't be
company.
trying to do it, man.
I think his company's building the new Ranger City.
yes.
He works with
yes,
metalworks
yes.
and he does like
Yeah.
these big boats he doesn't take off, and he just with his hands, he's like those big things he take. He's super strong grip. So when I shook his hand, he didn't go out to try to hurt me.
I would
either.
never mess with him.
You know, he didn't go like feel that grip like
and
most
just-
weird people do.
that's
It's
his
just,
natural grip.
and you're just like, ah.
I was like, I grabbed it, and then I didn't give a full, like, I didn't get my hand all the way in, so he, like, crushed my finger, so I couldn't shake
Our
the other
fingers
hand.
start doing this and
So I was
dancing.
like, basically, I was like this. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna call you.
Hey, that's a better handshake when they.
Nice to meet you.
I like that handshake better than when someone goes like limp hand.
Yeah.
That's the worst handshake.
Yeah.
It's just like you're like shaking their fingers.
You know what? I hate that. Also, I hate this, like, the weird people who aren't strong that go out their way to really squeeze your hand for no reason.
That's like one of those like fathers shaking the
That's that
dude taking their daughter out.
Napoleon shit.
Bro,
man.
I hate that.
Yeah,
and
it
there's a
is.
few people that we've met in this beer industry that really not in it, but they say they are. When they shake their hands, they go out their way to try to squeeze my hand. I just look at them like, "What are you doing, bro?"
They trying to fight?
Yeah, I like.
Do they work at Steel Theory?
Trying to say something?
We were trying to.
trying to say something like,
No, you're
Without saying something?
You're in the beer. Your twin's in the beer industry, so you're
Yeah,
you
your
get a
twin
pass.
is balling over at
Oh.
Oak Cliff.
Your twin at Oak Cliff?
Jacob C.
Z.
Contreras.
oh,
Yeah,
that fool's still there?
yeah, he's still there.
Guess so. I heard he got fired.
Probably did.
I went over the other day, man. We were sitting there kicking.
I was there for a bottle share. And he
I was there
hanging out
yesterday.
too.
Actually, I was there for the
Well,
bottle
this
share.
Saturday, I was
I was there at the bottle
I
share,
was-
but you didn't show up.
I was in Jamaica, but I saw the pictures.
I know, I was
Oh.
like, Shante, like, I know he's in Jamaica. I'm
Hey, the
like,
craft
oh,
beer
shit.
finesser, that dude's dope.
Yeah, they all
Randy,
really good.
Randy, yeah.
They're
yeah.
all good. Craft Beer Finesser, the Bottle Alliance, they're
Yes.
all really good
Yes,
people.
yes.
I'm gonna make a trip out to Houston and hang out with those guys.
They good people, man. I've been kicking with them for about the last year and a half.
So when you went to Houston, you were hanging out with them?
One time. The other crazy part, Miami, LA, and Denver. I mean, we everywhere, but in our own hometown.
Those are girl names.
Yeah, you got area codes.
Oh, this is the best thing in
Oh,
life.
really?
Cigar,
Oh, your daughter.
bourbon. You can't get better than this. A good cigar,
Yeah.
The bourbon.
badass bourbon. I'm talking
No, they
about-
do some dope ass shit. They actually
Honestly, we
have
should just go till they kick us out.
Makers 46, which they introduced French oak staves into
That's
the barrel.
dope. I've had that.
Which is super
Yeah.
like sweet, really good. And then they do a cast strength, so same thing like Booker's, like
Probably pour this.
full cast strength. And then we have some limited releases coming out next year for 2020. I can't say what they are yet. The bottles are going to be different. The bourbon's going to be different. It's going to be one of them. I think.
My eyes.
If you correct me, I want to say they told us there was like only 5,500 bottles total for the U.S.
That black gangster.
5,500, so it's gonna be super rare.
It's
That
good.
Jimmy in Black is.
Oh my
Just
God.
tell me where to find it. I'll go get it.
Yeah, I'll let you guys.
I
know.
was like, can I have that bottle? I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
you got that bottle.
I'm gonna call dibs on the Jim Beam because my best friend, shout out to Diego, not the one who ruined the bottle share.
Oh, not
That one.
Not
That's
the Joey
Joey.
Simple.
No, that's Joey. So
Whose man's is that?
that was my man's that fucking guy. So Diego, he's been on the podcast a few times.
That's funny as shit.
He introduced me to bourbon. Like I grew up around bourbon, but I always was a rum drinker in New York City. I drank rum. That was my go-to. Because you get really good rums in New York City because a lot of Caribbean islands are there.
You like rum?
No, I like rum.
Oh, you do? I'll bring you back some stuff with St. Croix.
Oh yeah,
I brought
love
some rum creamer back.
it. Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Actually, Chris, I remember you
Dude,
said one
I
too.
brought back 2 pounds of Blue Mountain.
That's delicious.
Do the math. Do the math. I had
So
to
when you
use the
taste
credit-
this,
I
after
had
you
to use
taste
the credit
that-
card, put like that.
I should probably put this down.
A little different.
I can't wait to try that. You know, I've actually never had that. Jim Beam Black.
So Makers actually adds red winter wheat to pull the sweeter taste profile to the front of your tongue, because the front of your tongue is sweeter taste buds. The
So
back
that's
of the
what's
tongue
the
is
good
bitter.
contrast between the cigar and
compete.
Makers. Okay.
Because it's thin compared to those. It's good.
They all taste thin after I had that.
It's It's flavorful.
All right. Cheers to the.
I can't.
So Sean brought fundamental observation. Was this the
I
batch
thought it was
5?
Bottle Logic. Isn't that,
Bottle Logic fundamental observation.
Oh,
That's the
my bad.
name of the beer.
Sorry, I'm a stupid.
They call it FO.
FO, baby.
It's a vanilla imperial style. When this first came out, it dethroned vanilla rye. And
Easily.
Closely. I mean, I still love vanilla rye.
Bourbon County.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers, boss.
Appreciate that. This is amazing. This is amazing. Ooh,
Oh,
that's
damn.
It's like marshmallow in a glass.
Yeah, that's smooth.
Liquid marshmallow.
That's a nice. I'm glad you brought it because it's a nice difference between
Yeah.
the
It's
what we've
smooth.
been
You can
drinking.
tell.
So first of all,
What's the ABV though? I bet it's 15.
I think it's 12.
No, it's
I bet it's
more than-
15.
They don't
I
do
bet.
shit 12. 12 is a cuss word.
Yeah, they don't do 12.
So
It's 15. It's
yeah.
14.7 or 15.2, I bet.
14.
7?
13.9.
Okay,
13.9.
14.
14.
14.
Yours closer.
So I was closer, but no, it wasn't.
I don't know.
It was, I was. You were
Yeah.
closer actually. 14.7.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is more than I can ask for a great podcast, man. Like, first of all, this is mostly for me, and I like hanging out with my friends. You guys are my friends, and I just enjoy doing this.
what's up.
But I mostly wanted to just hang out with my friends, drink bourbon, and then you guys brought some amazing stouts, which you guys know I love stouts, and I know everybody here loves stouts as well. It's been amazing, man. It's absolutely my favorite. Like,
That's the cool part about my gig, being in the alcohol industry for so long, is that even before I got into selling craft beer, I mean, when I was working for Glaziers and drinking these bourbons,
It's good.
what got me into craft beer was Avery, Deschutes,
It's kind of
I mean,
hard
all
to come
these
behind that.
these badass stouts. So seeing that our barrels are being used with really good beers and to see the end product is pretty
What's
dope.
up.
no, for sure.
So when you talk about people getting their hands on makers, Jim Beam, even Waller, or I mean, just really actually like well-known bourbon barrels, it's super dope that they can actually put good beer in it, and then this is the end result, and then they can add their adjuncts. And I mean, so what's
No.
happening too now is Prairie's doing Prairie Dogs, right? They're doing their barrels. We started a barrel program a long time ago with not only makers but Knob Creek. That same beer nerd mentality with people buying their own barrels is now turned into our retailers are buying specific barrels for specific whiskey groups. And they get to, so makers actually did a Makers Private Select, and you get your own select of 4 different staves you can introduce into your barrel.
No way.
And you can mix the staves. So that's what's happening right now. Is now we've got these big whiskey groups that are just like the big beer groups, and they're asking these retailers, "We'll pay for it. You buy it. We'll buy all the cases." And on average, they're about 40, 45 cases, especially for makers.
That's a lot of cases.
But they're custom.
So that's kind of brings me back to beer. Unfortunately, the Texas market doesn't allow it. But there's a bar in San Diego called Churchill's, and they do a collab with Lost Abbey, and it's called Churchill's Finest Hour. The Churchill's bar they source their own barrels. I don't know how many they do. It might be a handful. And then Lost Abbey makes the beer, and Churchill sells it exclusively. And that beer is, I don't know if I think they still make it. I haven't had it for 3 or 4 years, but it's dope. Yeah. And it's a pain in the ass to go get it. You have to go, I mean, when you're talking, I feel like a lot of the line game is dead, but it's not. I mean, people still go wait in line.
I don't wait in line.
People
I don't wait in line.
People want what they can't have.
I'll
right?
pay the premium to not wait in line.
Facts.
You know what?
You're right, the people do want their
Only
calf.
time I will wait in line if I'm out of state, and I just want to see what they're doing, because sometimes a line is dope, in my opinion, because of the barter share, the camaraderie, the shit talking. But locally, I wish that I would.
No. Even when I went to like
Well,
California.
we're not there yet.
So even when I went to California, here's my rule in life.
Gotcha.
There's nothing worth my time
Gotcha.
that I will wait in line for. If it's
Damn,
not
that
the
goes
birth of my
perfect.
kid, if it's not my friend's event, like if you're having an event, Sean, and I have to wait in line for it, I'll do it because I love you and I will support you and I'll wait in line. But outside of that, I'm not waiting for sneakers. I'm not waiting for liquor. I'm not waiting for beer. I don't wait in line.
Gotcha.
I don't wait in line. I don't give a fuck. There's nothing in the clubs. I don't do that.
No. In truth, I feel the same way. It just, when I'm out of town, and of course people be in line complaining, but I'm excited because people watching.
You checking out the crowd.
I'm doing more
But
than I'm doing more than just okay. When am I next? I don't forgot that we in line with beer
But
because I'm screwing with everybody up and down.
You also network too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm doing.
You're a lifestyle club, so you want to check out what other lifestyle things are happening around in other markets.
And that's exactly what's
So
going on.
I get why it's more research. It's not like you're just waiting to wait. You
No.
research.
I mean, we've been traveling for beer for 5 years.
94? I mean, not 94.
That's dump straps.
I'm still talking about that make a mark had me shook.
If I've been traveling for beer since
2014. 2014.
5 years, yeah.
Yeah, 2014.
But I know that a lot of people in this market that have opened businesses, not just breweries, not just distilleries, not just cideries, they haven't done that homework. They went to, a certain market that was established for their trade, but they didn't necessarily go for that. Like that's what I think. There's a difference between just opening a business because you see an opportunity and making money versus you have a passion and you know what you're doing.
Well,
can I speak freely?
Can I?
Yeah, speak freely.
Go ahead, you go first.
Go.
That's why we're here.
Knock it out.
What I love about the craft beer community here is that there's passion in it. Now there's a lack of availability and changing things because of the beer laws here, but there's passion and trying to do things right.
Sure.
But then there's also people in the market who don't have passion, which I see they don't have the passion to be involved. They're gonna die out. They will die out because they're not in it for what they enjoy. They're in it for quick bucks or something else, or the recognition.
Speak freely.
No, you speak freely. Yeah.
The part I'm speaking on is that
I agree with you.
it's so much passion in the DFW, Texas area, but it's also a dollar sign.
Of course.
But the dollar sign have not did their research. And when you have not did your research and you're living in a metropolitan city, you're not understanding there's thousands of people coming in town for your craft or your outfit or your food daily. And you're thinking about your box. But then when there's someone that's traveled, like Dom and I, we did our research years ago. They look at us as, what the fuck we talking about? But then when you wonder why you invest $10,000 to produce a beer, manufacture that beer, and try to sell that beer, and no one is in line, it's because you had your mama to taste the beer. You had your brother to taste the beer. You had your cousin to taste the beer. Stop having family members or people that like you to taste the beer.
Or people that drink beer for free.
Or bandwagon jumpers, exactly.
Because all that it's like free, then they love it.
And when you try to explain that to some breweries or some brewers, they look at you like you're stupid. And I get that. I work around pilots. People say doctors are the most arrogant people. No, until you work around a pilot is arrogant as hell too. And guess what's close to a pilot? The cousin of a pilot is a brewer. No disrespect to my brewers, but listen to someone that's outside your network. I'm not saying your beer is crap. I'm just saying you need to cater to the nation.
Start selling it to people, and then you'll get real feedback.
They're not selling.
No, but I'm saying
they sell it to making it.
I've seen.
I just need to do
You're right,
research
100% though.
I just need to do research because the thing that irks me is that when you
blind taste tests,
and just say, hey, come drink our beer. Everybody else, oh, it's great. What are you drinking? I don't know. It's dark. Really? And you ate a blind taste test and you just drinking a dark beer. You don't know the dark beer. Do your research. And I'm not saying we suck. I'm not saying nobody suck. Nothing like
we're
that.
growing.
I'm just saying do your research.
So,
do your research.
He makes a great point. Early on in my career with liquor was, especially bourbons or scotches, we always do competitive tastings, and they're blind. They want to figure out, because you learn from a lot of your guys who are either mixologists or that are certified cicerones or sommeliers. Everybody's palate's different based on what you eat, what you drink, what you smoke. That palate right there is going to be different from what I hadn't touched a cigar yet. So totally different. The shit I'm going to pick up, the taste profile I'm going to pick up is going to be completely different. So I learned a long time ago to not insult somebody's palate, especially when you're presenting really good quality whiskeys, bourbon, scotches, tequilas, because somebody's picking up fruity notes and somebody's picking up caramel, somebody's picking up just different things. And so you embrace all that, and you should as an owner, and all these owners do. Bill Samuels of Maker's Mark, Fred Noe of Jim Beam, a lot of the Scotch distilleries that I've even been a part of, and they'll do it blindly. They want to know. They want feedback, and they take it constructively. And
you have to be smart about it.
They'll put a panel in front of you, like, you tell me what you like and why, and that's their market research.
I mean, what's even better is what you don't like.
Oh yeah, exactly. And today, how many breweries do that locally?
None. There's no breweries.
None.
But it's what we're saying.
I did it with one.
Who?
I won't say.
Okay.
I did it with
Facts.
one.
Facts.
We did an IPA. I did it with another counterpart of mine. I did an IPA blind tasting. And when I said that we were going to do it as a sales manager,
Tap. Fuck you.
we
Tap.
went out and bought just a bunch of random IPAs. Most of them were local. One was national. And we said, we're going to do this on a Friday sales meeting. This is good research for the market. Because, I mean, it's not only good to see what people taste, but it's good to see what you're selling against. Because when you have the visual in front of you, it's different. If that's what you drink every day, you're going to pick it up. But
people are going to pick what, because if there's a label associated they like, they're always going to.
But if it's blind, if I put this in front of you, like, oh yeah, that's what that was. I picked that up. Do it blind. Do it completely blind. And we did it, and one of the owners had an excuse why he couldn't come in on Friday. He makes every fucking sales meeting ever possible, but he wouldn't show up that day. And so we're like, no, we just want to do it just for our research so people can see what we're selling against it, which is you're a better salesman selling against your competition if you know what they taste like. If you have no idea and you're out in the market saying that your beer, your bourbon, your vodka, whatever,
best in the world.
Best in the world.
Never tasted their liquid, you've already failed at the very beginning. And so we did it, and the ones that
You're killing it.
the ones that tested best,
Killing it.
one of them was like, oh, of course it was. Out of all the IPAs, and majority of them were all local. One was national. Of course, it was Two Hearted. Everybody loved Two Hearted. I mean, that was like unanimous. The second one was Deep Ellum IPA, and it was blind. Think about that.
I wouldn't believe it because I actually don't like Deep Ellum IPA.
Think about it though.
Well, it's tough to do it blind because what you're doing is here's the thing about it.
It's not bad. It's,
Here's
just
number-
like, it's not for me.
It's the same
Yeah.
here. Same here.
Not
I don't
for
like
me.
IPAs, but
That's
here's
the
the thing.
perfect scenario.
But it's
It's
the thing.
not bad, not for me.
But here's the thing. I say that's not for me because I don't like IPAs. I like really fruited IPAs, really traditional style IPAs. I'm not a big fan of. I don't like the style. What I would say is this. I try to do my best. The same way you're saying to be blind, I can't be blind when I'm interviewing a brewer, or a tap house. Like, I can't be blind because I'm talking to them. But what I try to do my best of is not pay for it. I mean, not let them.
I do too.
Yeah, I want to
That's
see
why
it too, man.
No. Not let them. You guys see what I got right here? I've been drinking. Not let them pay for my drinks. I want to pay for my drinks because if I don't like something, I want to be allowed to say I don't like it.
Yes.
Not because I'm a hater or I'm an asshole.
Oh, you don't like my shit? Oh, I gave it to you. No,
That's
I paid for
$20.
it.
But that
So
was
now I can say what I want to say about it. I paid for
But
it.
it's a cool test to be like, oh fuck.
No, it's a.
When you take the mind aspect out of it and you let your palate speak for itself, you're
Yes.
like, I didn't pick that up in that beer before. Okay, I see what they're doing, and so you have a little bit of appreciation for what they're doing, whether they're big or small or whatever.
But you know what?
Out of all the brewers I worked with on the podcast so far, there's only one I can never be honest with. It's because how they take it. Everybody else has been really.
I don't take constructive criticism
Yeah,
very well.
What,
Yeah.
You know what?
Who?
The crazy part about it,
Yeah, you already know. I can't be
You already
honest
know.
about how I take their beer because
I get
you've
it
been
how
honest before.
You've
You've been honest before, and I've been honest before.
The blind test, I get that. I get that.
that's
But
big.
also,
It's huge.
when you look at the aspect of the business side about it,
Okay.
you're networking what's inside of your city. You're not thinking about what's going on. You want to do a line this way. Have you ever did a line before? Yes, you have. But you don't know how it works in different cities. Not
When he
saying
when he says
not-
line, he
He's
means
not talking
buy
about
beer.
cocaine.
a beer line. Yeah, a
Business line.
a beer line.
I didn't know what he was talking about.
It's just so many different. It's so
You
many.
spent too much time in Jamaica.
No. It's one of those situations, man. Believe me,
Got that brick.
I'm a consumer to the day that I die. But guess what? I'm a mother. businessman now. So I'm able to look at it both sides.
Yeah.
And I'm able to run a situation a certain way, thinking about the consumer. Because guess who got the green dollar bill?
The consumer.
The consumer.
Which
No
is
matter what your taste buds
but
say.
Exactly.
That's what you made a really good point when you said that the
owner
Jim Beam
did.
owners were like, you know, I get a lot of questions like, how do I drink my, my,
Hold on. Stop the conversation.
That's
That
cute.
mic closing.
how do I, drink my,
Fix my mic.
how do I drink
It's
my
already pointing
bourbon? Do I, with ice, neat, this, and he's like, drink it however you want.
Yeah.
You're
The
drinking my
reason
shit.
you say that, and I say it's not even, if you're smart, you say it because if you're honest, blah blah blah. But yeah, it's a business answer as well, because if they're gonna drink it, they're gonna drink it however they want.
That's
I mean,
money.
they
That's
could
dollar signs.
they
That's
could have
sales.
like a whole thing of Coke and drop a little bit, and if they're drinking 10 of those, I mean, they're buying your product.
At the end of the day, the average consumer is not on the same panel as the master distiller
Exactly.
or the master brewer or the whatever they call them in wine. But you can't put those on the same panel. But at the end of the day, when you're running a business and you're trying to keep the lights on, those are people you're asking for their feedback.
But the ones, but those are the average consumers also, and not saying like I'm an expert. I'm more on an average consumer.
You are the expert.
I wanna
You're our
put-
consumer. You are the expert.
No,
we want to know because trends change.
Exactly.
We want to know what's going on in the market. We want to
Thank
know
you.
as a company.
That's
you know what?
What should
That's
we do
what
better?
I'm saying. Nobody's doing any freaking research.
But
what should we do better?
You know, I would
Next time
agree
you
with
do
you.
an interview, I'm sorry.
Go
Next
ahead,
time
go
you
ahead.
do an interview with a brewer, you ask them last time you've been out of Dallas or out of Texas.
That's a good
You
question.
ask them
It's a
that.
good question.
I can tell you this: a lot of them, and I hear this all the time, and this is why brewers are brewers, and then you have people outside of the brewers. That's why brewers are hard to be owners, unless they're good at this. A lot of them will just be like, I'm always at the brewery so much, I can't really, I can't get, I have no time to go anywhere.
Bullshit. Gavin does
bullshit.
it all day long.
But that's what I'm saying. There's
Gavin, Three Nations,
Alex Knight.
Alex Knight.
Alex Knight's
You guys
always
do a
Matt.
killer
Matt
fucking
goes to
job.
places he can go to.
Yeah.
Gavin, I got your beer too.
Gavin on podcast.
Hey, Gavin, boy, I got his beer
And
too.
the-
The reason people love you.
It's a hard combo to find like owner brewers that actually do that. I mean, like, I know Denton County, he goes around a lot.
Yes.
I don't know if he brews
Seth?
anymore. Seth Morgan.
Steph, yes.
yeah.
Steph, good dude. Good dude.
Good dude.
What? Good dude to me.
I've met
yeah,
Seth.
No, he's a
to
good
me.
dude. He's
Oh,
a good
yeah.
dude.
That's why I always rock his cup with me. I always wear Dan
That's a
County
dope
cup.
Didn't count it. What's up, baby?
New cups coming soon.
Yeah.
Color changing.
So the thing is,
But here's the thing.
Metal handle cup.
You know who? I just want to give a quick shout out to Petty Colas and the Brewers there.
Oh yeah, facts.
Fuck yes. Michael Pedicolis.
Michael Petty Colas is a nice guy. I love Michael Petty Colas.
They've been in their own lane since day one.
They've been on their own lane, but here's the thing. They're open to criticism. So the first interview we did outside of just having a fun podcast
Somewhere, yes.
was with the Brewers of Petty Colas. And they would
With Mike, Dreads,
not Dreads,
Burnley,
Burnley.
and then
Yes, sir.
Chad.
Chad.
Yep.
They came on the podcast first.
Dude,
OGs.
I love those. You
So
can
his-
be honest.
But this
With
is
them,
what
yes.
this is how I started falling in love with the craft beer community, because they would drop in sit down or sit down. That was when they were gonna drop it that day. They were releasing at the brew house, and we were doing a live podcast for them at the time to do it right. And they gave it to me, and I told them from up I'm not an IPA fan, and I drank it. I'm like,
Sit down don't taste like IPA though.
I don't like it though. I don't like it.
It's a double IPA.
I don't like it. But I told them I didn't like it.
I don't think you're a malt person.
Huh?
You're a malt. You're not a high IBA malt person.
I don't like the hops.
You don't like barley wines,
Yeah.
do you?
And that's okay.
Malts I like.
That's a high IBA. I mean IBAs. Yeah.
IBA.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean,
Ws.
There's nothing
yeah,
wrong with
we've been
that.
drinking whiskey, guys. We've been drinking whiskey.
Hamana.
No. So here's the thing. So when I told them that, they were the first reason I found out is this: I could taste a good beer, a well-made beer. I didn't say it was a bad beer. What I
It's
said
not
was,
bad beer.
What I
Yeah.
said was, and you can look on this podcast, and I've always said it since that podcast. I've always said it's a well-made beer. It's not for me. I would not buy it because I do not enjoy it. But it's good if you like style, and that's this phrase I keep saying to this day since that podcast.
We've
And what
had this
they-
conversation.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's
to
the
interrupt you.
conversation I had when I talk about stouts. You sound I mean, not stouts, but sours. I say the same thing.
I was gonna say we've had this. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead,
We
go
had
ahead.
this conversation. I think beer and food are the same thing, and it's like you don't go telling someone like, you don't like chicken, you're stupid. Like, no, they don't like their palate, they don't enjoy it.
Or
like,
a certain style of chicken. Like,
You don't like my tacos?
type of food or anything. Like, yeah, sorry for chicken, but yeah.
I know you pointed to the one black guy
I know,
on the table.
shit.
Yeah, got chicken.
Yeah. Everybody loves fried chicken. Everybody loves
You're
fried
surrounded
chicken.
by Mexicans. If you ain't eating
Puerto
tacos,
Rican.
bro, there's something wrong with
Same
you.
thing.
But I will say,
Oh, really?
I know it's not.
I want to recap on a quick. I don't want.
Go ahead,
I don't want
yeah.
none of the sensitive bastards to think that we are masters. No, we're not masters.
No,
we're not saying
I'm
that.
not-
I learn something new every day. I'm serious.
We're not saying that what we're saying is Jesus' blood. What we are saying is
That's blasphemous.
do your research other than inside of Texas because there's money, green money outside
That's
of
true. Can I
Texas.
get ice, please?
Oh, I was gonna
And
say,
the thing is that
help that kid out.
if you don't
help.
travel, you can't get your research
that?
from social media.
The black?
You gotta travel. And if you are a brewer or a brewer, say, hey, well, I do go out somewhere. Did you stand in line though? Did you stand in line?
Give me a quadruple.
Do you see how they doing in other cities?
Give me a
I'm not
slushy.
saying other cities are better than us. I'm just saying do the research.
No, this is facts. Yeah, at the end of the day, this is the thing. What I appreciate about you guys and why I call you my friends, because we're friendly outside of this podcast.
We're homies.
Yeah. But we're all honest with each other.
Yes.
You know, I always ask you guys when Sean texts me or says something like, hey, are you okay? What's going on? Because the podcast was weak that week because I looked bad. I think I had a bad week, whatever. Sean has a green light to text me openly saying anything bad about the podcast, same thing to you, because I want that feedback. But the thing about brewers, I know I finally have a shot.
Oh shit, you need another bottle.
I hope I have. So guys who were wondering why we kept laughing at me,
Dope-ass glasses.
the dope glasses, thank you.
So these are actually vintage, and I'll give you the story in a minute.
Oh, but I can't
Wait,
wait.
these are sweet.
Wait,
These aren't available
see
on the
how all
market.
their glasses are full of whiskey now?
Put that in your mouth.
But
swallow it.
facts.
Run across the dorm in a damn jock.
A jockstrap.
What's up, 94?
I just want to laugh about this.
Turning my
You were
age.
doing that in 4?
I'm telling my age.
94.
94. I'm telling my age, man.
I mean, I was 4 in 94.
94. I was
6.
19,
Yeah.
6.
I was underage
young,
drinking. I don't know what was in my
26,
bottle.
28.
28. I'm 30.
I'm about to be 40.
So you were 6.
Yeah, I'm 6.
Am I Paw?
Yeah, you
Wait. How old are you?
Yeah, you're too old to be saying put it in your mouth.
58. I beer that is.
I just hit 43.
I'm behind you. I'm about to turn 40.
No. So I just want to put everybody whiskey glass up one more time. So my glass was full up to here, and then they poured it out to help me because of my heavy hand.
Oh,
Well,
that
you got
black,
fingers in
that
there,
black,
right?
yeah, that black.
I know it's black.
black,
I have
it's
a
black.
black.
You need a little bit.
Dude, it smells so good.
Yeah. I'm back where I started.
You like my little bit? Just a little bit.
That's
all I
my
can say.
Just
Just
a
a
little
little
bit.
bit.
That's not a black folks shot. That's a Mexican shot.
Yeah, I'm
Black folks, we
about to
got-
have dinner after this. I am not driving. FYI, don't drink and drive, take a Lyft.
No,
Lyft
sir.
is not a sponsor of
Drink
this podcast, but
responsibly.
if anybody owner of Lyft do want to give us a sponsorship, we will take it. But
Hey, what's
I
up,
love
Lyft?
Lyft.
Uber
What's up,
Yeah.
Lift? What's up?
or Dom's starting a new one called the Hamster Lift.
Hamster.
Nice.
Yeah, he has the
Nice.
Hamster party. You have to have it. Every time you come sit, you get a hamster sitting on your lap. It's good.
Why did it just start smelling like weed?
Smell
That's the
ganja.
cigarettes.
The ganja.
You rolling something you're not gonna share or what?
Dude, I just got
You
back.
came back from Jamaica.
But I brought back creamer. Yo, and once again, Blue Mountain Coffee.
This
Y'all
creamer
get on
better
that.
be good.
It better be
Dude,
good. That's
this-
all I know about that.
I got some
So-
banana creamer. You better swallow that shit.
Motherfucker said banana creamer?
Banana, Jamaican rum banana
We'll see.
creamer.
We're gonna rock it until we get kicked out.
Well, we're gonna move somewhere else.
Then we got
So-
chickens over there.
Yeah.
Dom said he was trying to bring somebody else on, and so I brought 3 glasses. These glasses are not available in the market. These actually were made. Makers does certain wax tips, certain bottles for separate occasions. They do them for Kentucky Derby, they do them for whatever. And I've got a whole collection of them. But
They're not alike. Look at them.
I've got Cowboy, and
custom.
they're not. Yeah, they're all
That's
custom.
custom.
Yeah, this one's all the way
That's custom.
different.
They're all.
These are dope. These are cowboy glasses.
No. I got
Okay.
Cowboys glasses at home too.
I don't want them cowboy
I almost
glasses.
brought you one.
Well, at least you got them a giant glass.
A giant glass?
Giants.
You got me a giant glass?
These are Giants colors, aren't they?
They are Giants color, but I
Oh,
thought it
they're
was
that
like,
kind of color blue, but
I thought it was actually giant. Like I was like, yeah, Giants makers. I'll take that.
so we dipped these in the blue wax. So when Obama was running for election, We did a political bottle, and then so if you
That's
were,
it. Don't talk much
if
about
you, no,
politics.
if you're Republican, it was blue wax on the bottom, white, and then red on the top. And then if you were a Democrat, it was the reverse. And so we had red dip glasses, and then we had blue dip glasses, whether you were your party, depending on what your party was. I just grabbed what I could. We had a big party for it, and I grabbed what I could. And these were the last three that I had. But these were the political glasses dipped for their inaugural when Obama won his election.
Second or first?
Yeah.
First or second?
First.
First, nice. That's cool.
So these were dipped for that occasion.
That's cool.
I like it. Thank you.
So we don't claim any side. It just, we welcome everybody as a bourbon family, and that was one of the things we did, and we did it for both bottles. And so if you're a Republican, it's dip red wax, and then you saw like white and then blue here, and then vice versa. And then we had the glasses differently, but and then we've got Cowboys glasses too. So we try to commemorate everybody and bring everybody together. So it was kind of cool that I actually had these. They know I still had them. I had these and Cowboys glasses left. I was like, I'm going to bring these. These are actually, it's a piece of history.
I mean, the cool part about, the dope part about, if you look at it, if you into the glass industry and you see the drips going up, yo,
That's dope.
that's dope. I get it. Just turn it upside down. It's not that easy. When you waxing something, only people that is in the industry truly know how difficult and how dope this is.
I mean, you have to do it perfectly. If you go to the Maker's Mark Distillery,
And then
these
it's
are
not
hand
cheap
dipped.
wax. Look at this. It didn't fall off.
It's the same wax that goes on here.
Yo, this is dope. This is dope.
Which goes back to homage back to the bottle. Every bottle is hand dipped. If you go to the Maker's Mark Distillery, you see women and they're all dressed up, pretty, and have makeup on because they know they're gonna get photographed every day, and they hand dip every fucking bottle. So for every 1,000 cases, they do what they call a grand slam for liters. So if there's a liter bottle that you see with like covered in wax, it's called the grand slam. They dip it for every 1,000 cases, put it in a random case, and they're commemorative. So if you ever see one randomly on a shelf,
That's like stupid.
they're rare.
A lot of wax on it.
Yeah, it literally drops all right here, and then tentacles come down this way.
Grab
You know who I know?
So
My
That's
cousin.
a cheers on that one.
My cousin Jonathan has one.
Yo, that's a cheers on
So
that.
if you see that,
That's what's up.
shit, I'm out of
Wait,
bourbon.
Yeah, you suck.
If you see that,
Pour some.
Yeah,
the
pour
whole
some.
bottle.
Bad luck.
There
you
you
can't
go.
do that.
if you see that, they're worth money. They're commemorative, but these are actually those were the year that Obama got elected. So I've held on to them for a while, and I wanted to do something special for this podcast.
Well, thank
with
you.
guys, because you guys are my homies.
That's what's up, bro.
So it's kind of cool. I mean, he's a good president. I'm not claiming either side, but it's just kind of cool that Maker's Mark made the history in our presidential election. So
I think you can always just say, did they do a bad job? And no, he didn't do a bad job. Shout out to those glasses. DFW Brew Squad, Sydney.
Sydney in the Brew Squad.
I got some whiskey in this too. I got some bourbon.
So the funny thing, how I got these
She
glasses.
would appreciate that. I
She
think.
would appreciate it.
Talk about to all these groups that are actually supporting breweries and 12% Drip, Dallas Beer Squad, Dallas Beer Talk. Guys are all over, right? You guys are supporting everything.
Oh, yeah. It's gone.
Just
now.
talking about, so I love Beer Zombies and Beer Thug Life, those guys. I got that Brew Tang hat. Him and I were chatting about it, but
It's just
When
one of
is
those
the bottom?
situations where
When's the bottom?
the craft beer
When you
scene
get
is
to where
more
you
than
can't
just
hold it anymore, you
Texas.
should.
yeah,
And
it's a whole.
I was
global
fortunate to go
situation.
West Coast, East Coast, dirty South, disgusting ass Florida. That's what they call them, but them Gator boys down in Florida. And that's what we do. Yo, I gotta give a shout out to all my boys. You know what? Let's
Gator boys.
roll call.
That's the Bayou. That's Louisiana.
But you know, no, dude.
The Gator Boys?
Them Gator boys is Louisiana, but them Florida boys is getting it in too. Man. Them Florida boys is getting it in. Like I got my
I was
boys.
gonna say, I know some Bayou boys that are nuts.
That's what they do, man.
That was really delicious.
All they do is drink.
So
But what I said,
the
but
collaborations. Go
But
ahead.
Sorry.
as far as since you travel the most, can you tell me another market? In my opinion, I haven't seen it on social media, but can you
Gotcha.
tell me another market that does more collaborations than Texas?
Oh,
California.
You're dumb. You dumb. Cali.
California.
Cali.
Cali.
100%. 100%.
It's the laws. They can do a collaboration with Coca-Cola.
Like
they can do what they want to do.
I'm talking about with the local market, like with the people.
Cali.
Cali.
Dude.
Cali.
We're in the
100%.
restroom.
Cali would
Portland,
take
Cali.
any type of
Why you just throwing stuff on the floor?
Then fuck this mic.
No,
I dropped the mic.
the West Coast.
West Coast is what's up. I mean,
Washington, Portland, all the way down the coast.
yes, but
All the way down the coast.
that's just what's up, man. I mean, if you are in the atmosphere of making noise in the craft beer scene, yo, West Coast is going to pick you up.
I mean, even so, if you put Vegas in that, because the Zombie Boys.
Yeah.
But that's
Don't
homeboy
add nobody in there.
from the dude from Horace.
Yes.
Well, you know, you were
Blown
there
up.
when I was arguing with the guy from Beer Zombie. I'm like, yo,
Beer Zombies.
DAW has the best craft beer community, in my opinion. You can fight me on it.
No. Having a family and having a business family, it's a fine line, but it's different.
So
Because laws
the laws don't matter.
in LA makes it different. So
Not here though. It doesn't hurt. People blame the laws as a crutch in Texas. It's not. There's always a loophole. How do you think I'm doing what I'm doing?
I feel, dude, preach to the choir. You got to remember, we drank the same beer at the same table.
So, but that's what I'm saying.
I hear what you're saying.
Because you said it too. You mentioned it too. You're like the laws. Like,
But-
that's something that we've been talking about for years in Texas.
And you just named one person, me. I listen to you because we know.
But I'm just talking overall.
Gotcha.
The laws. No, well, he mentioned it too. He said he just on the side when you're talking. The law is the law.
The law is law.
There's always a loophole. There's
There
always
is
a
a
way
law.
around it. Great, you can be a good citizen and follow the law, which you're not breaking the law if you find a loophole. That's not breaking the law. That's a loophole. That's why it's called a loophole.
That's why you don't get punished. They just changed
But
it.
I think they'll change it. But we always as a brewery industry in Texas, like we're always like, it's you can't buy beer to go. It sucks. Well, it's changing. September 1st. If your brewery still sucks after that, what are you gonna blame now?
They're not traveling, yo.
But it's not that. It's just
I understand.
adapting.
You made a dope ass point.
And I'm not saying everyone
Now
sucks.
you can sell
but yeah.
stuff that if you still make dumbass, well, not up to par beer, that's on you. But yo, I mean, it's just, I hate bringing other networks into our network. But if we're 2 years behind and people say, no, we're not, but
We're not 2 years behind. We're more than that.
We're way more than that.
I think we're
and
closer
and
than
people
that.
instead of saying we're not better than, no,
I think
you're more
compared
than
to
that.
Cali, I think we're 10 years.
So
I think we're close to that. Hold on one second.
We-
Hold that dog.
All right, guys. So the last 10 minutes of the podcast, we didn't get. So I've run out of space on my phone. We've been sitting here for a minute.
he's not prepared.
No. I have 3 hours on my phone. We sat here for more than 3 hours.
He didn't charge his batteries.
No, my phone. Look, my phone is still on. Still on. What you see right there? 0% of space. I have no space left. So that's over 3 hours of film that I got. So shout out to Jacob. Link in the description on his Instagram. Beer in the Hood.
Beers in the hood. There we go.
Wait.
Cheers, guys.
Jake is representing. There we go.
Jim Bean. Sean. 12% Drip. Also
Dallas Beer Squad.
Dallas
That's
Beer
the
Squad.
Dorset.
This squad, yep. Farsight.
Dom Fawcett.
Brewing.
Farsight, aka OG. That's Beer Squad. Farsight of the Brewer.
And most
Importantly,
Dallas Beer Talk.
Dallas Beer's talking.
Not most important. But
You sit on a milk carton, boy.
no, first and foremost, thank you for everybody being on here. Thank you guys for listening and watching. I apologize for the audio and visual of this part right now. I am prepared.
Yeah, he didn't even record this. He didn't write a script or anything.
I did not write a script. But anyway, thank you guys. Don't drink and drive. Take a lift. Be careful. Thank you so much for listening and watching.
Put that in
Peace.
your mouth and swallow it. Trust me. Swallow it.
Cheers.
Craft beer. That is. Swallow it, baby.